How's it going? Going to make up another no-dig potato garden bed today, and I thought I'd bring you along. The last one we did was just such a great success. We had a great yield from that, better than we've ever had before, so I thought I'd give it another shot and show you how we did it this time from scratch. I will be varying it a little bit differently to the original. The original actually was done by Peter Cundall. I'll put a little bit of a link to his clip just up there. It's a very short one, under 3 minutes. He's the old host of Gardening Australia here, a bit of a gardening guru. I'm doing it a little bit different to his, so we'll hop to it and I'll show you what I'm putting in and how simple it is to build. Just to show you where the potato bed's going to be set up, it's pretty much all smack bang in the middle of the front yard, just in this little bit of a cut-off tank that we've got here. Just on the base we have some weed mat there, just to try and stop the onion grass that we have a problem with out the front growing through. With the weed mat, the roots of the potatoes can go through to the ground to get extra nutrients and moisture as well. The material I'm going to be using is the old hay bales from the honey pod peas we were growing out the front. We also have a bag and some more down the back of horse manure. It's not aged, it's fairly fresh. Also going to be using about half the castings from this barrel, but you could use compost as well. This is the fertiliser that'll be going in with it. Not a great deal, probably only about 2 handfuls, probably about 4 times as much as that. It's called CBM. It's a mixture of the chicken meal, blood and bone in there, and also some essential elements. I think there's 16 minerals in there, so that'll be going in there just to supplement the horse manure and the worm casting. So I'll set up the tripod and show you how easy it is to do. This is some of the hay from the hay bale bed. This will be making up the base of the garden itself. Just to put some organic matter down the bottom. It's fairly dried out. We stopped watering these about a week or 2 ago, so just in big wafers like that along the bottom. Now all I'm going to do is just give this a good hose down, just saturate it, make it nice and moist. And on top of that, I'll just be adding this worm cast here, so it's nice and light. A couple of compost worms in there and it's breaking down nicely. So this worm cast has got everything from duckweed in it to horse manure, so a nice healthy layer of that. So I just spread this around. I put about half the barrel worth in. On top of that goes half a bag of the horse manure, and I give that a really good watering in as well. Now on top of this layer I'm going to add the fertiliser. Then another thin layer of straw, not as thick as the first. Another watering after the hay's down, and then the rest of the horse manure. Followed by one final layer of hay. So just give all this a really good watering in yet again, and there you have it. Well, it's been about 3 weeks since I made up this bed, and I've just let it sit here and do its own thing for a little while, just while I've been waiting for the potatoes to chit or grow little shoots on them. So I'll have a bit of a dig around in here and we'll see what she looks like, eh? There's a lot of weed seed in here, and I have noticed that I am getting a couple of sprouts, which is funny because none of this sprouted while we had it as a the pea bed, because this is basically what the peas were growing in out the front here, this hay bale. So we are seeing quite a few little bits of weed come up. Not a big issue for me though, really, because they'll just get broken down as I pull them out and throw them back on top as a mulch. But oh my godfather, I'll just show you down in here. It's packed full of worms. There's actually, I don't know if you can make that out, but there's a couple of worms mating there, doing their thing. And there's a little worm cocoon right there at the tip of my finger. So that's what they look like while they're exchanging the goodies. And that's what comes out at the end. So there you go. Loads of worms in here though. They're obviously finding it a nice place to live. Lots of weed seed. I'll show you the weed seed. As you can see, there's loads of it. Not too concerned though. Another worm there. But we'll dig down a bit further. This is some of the straw from down the bottom. Very moist. I mean, it's jam-packed full of worms. So I think this is a pretty good medium to be growing these potatoes in. This is what these little Sebago potatoes look like. And they've got pretty much all about a 10mm growth on them. So I chose small ones. I've planted large ones before and I found they go a bit mushy and they rot in the ground, so I thought I'd try the small ones on the advice of a couple of people. I do have some large ones out the back that have eyes on them, and what I've done, I've actually sliced off and I'm just letting them heal over, and I'll be planting them out individually. But for these small little ones, I'm just going to plant them whole like this. It's a pretty easy thing to do. It's just a matter of separating this stuff out, sorry worms, and planting them. I'll probably be planting them about 20 centimeters down, or what's that, that's probably about 8 inches down, and just giving them a bit of a light covering with this stuff, and that's pretty much all as easy as that. So when I pop these guys in, I'm going to be popping them in with the growth pointing up, the little shoots pointing up. So all I'm going to pretty much will do is just space these guys out where I think they'll go nicely. I'm not even going to bother watering these guys in. The hay and the horse manure down there and the castings are so moist still that they're pretty much all right to go. I'll just give them a bit of a hit with the hose every time I'm out the front here filling up the other wicking bed. So there you go, there's a bit of a look at how I'm planting out those small sabagos in that little no-dig bed. The no-dig garden method is absolutely fantastic. I've seen people use it on soil that is really bad. I've seen people use it on a really hard compacted ground, and it just brings the whole ground to life. You start off pretty much, well, like I did out the front, except without weed mat. You'd probably use cardboard, nice thick layers of newspaper or cardboard. You'd put on some manure and then some straw, and then just alternate your layers. Some people have certain recipes they follow, but as long as it's nice, good, rich organic matter and it's not full of weed seeds, you should be pretty much all right to go. I'll put a couple of links in the description below, just to a couple of sites that show the no-dig method. It is a really fantastic method if you're trying to build up soil. For updates on how that bed's going, I'll just include them through the general walk around clips I do out the front garden there. So yeah, if you want to see how they're going in probably about a month or so's time, see if we've got some green shoots going on, pop back then, and yeah, hopefully they'll be in the clip. So I will leave it there. If you do have any comments, questions or suggestions, just drop it in the comments section below and I'll get back to you. Other than that, I hope you have a great one and take it easy. Catch ya.